the Chrome Dome. I'm Old Bald Guy, and we are back with our Supreme Leader Kylo Ren farming experiment, I guess you would call it, using our Separatist in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes today. And we're a Week 5 update here, and let's take a look at where we're at. As you can see on the screen here, we have made great progress in so many areas. Really, hitting level 60 just opens up everything on this build. It's just absolutely incredible how much difference there is post 60 versus pre 60 with this setup. First of all, we've gained a little bit of GP with our tunes, gone up about 22,000, which is about on par with what we've done every other week so far. The ships has gone up a solid 33,000 GP, which is great, and the total GP has gone up about 50. And one big thing about Arena, we have switched over to using our Jedi in Arena, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. But that's why our GP, our Arena power has gone down, because we switched to using the Jedi in Arena instead of the Separatists, because the Jedi are just stronger right now, and they're fairly comparable teams. Arena rank is holding very steady for the most part. Fleet Arena. Okay, so there are literally 50 hyperdrives in our fleet chart, which is absolutely insane to see that there are 50. So there's about 5,000 people in a fleet shard, about 20,000 in a squad arena shard. With 5,000 people in there, 50 of them have spent $100 to hyperdrive, and that's just insane to think that at this point in the game, this game is what, 8 years old almost, 7 years old. Yeah, I started in 2015. 7 years old, and to think that a 7-year-old game has 1% of its players starting a new account. 1% of the players that start a new account spend $100 up front for hyperdrive. That's an insane transition for them, and no wonder they have that thing up there. No wonder they keep pushing all these high-priced bundles and that kind of stuff, because people are buying them, and it's obviously working. So with that said, we are still the highest non-hyperdrive account, and we are getting to the point now where we can actually challenge some of these hyperdrives and come close to beating them. We haven't been able to beat any hyperdrives yet, but the fact we're 68 and some of them are 80, 82, 83, we're getting really close to being able to challenge them. Our 80,000 fleet arena is close to there. They're about 100, 110. So we're getting really close to being able to challenge them. A few more levels, especially if once we get to the 5-star executrix, that really will allow us to challenge these people and start pushing up into the top 20. But we're holding top 50, which is really our goal with this account, was be able to hold consistently top 50, and we've been able to do that since day one of hitting the fleet arena. That's great. Galactic War. So I mentioned last week that I have been working on the Jedi, and I do recommend, if you're doing this build approach, whatever, that you focus your Jedi, that you focus Sun Fac, Geo Soldier, Geo Spy, and then the Jedi. And as soon as Bastia is unlocked, she is the key to making the Jedi virtually unbeatable in Galactic War. I have finally caught the Jedi up to, they're about 40,000 now, as you can see, and the main group is like 45, 47,000 for the Separatists, and so we've caught up to them, and man, has it made a difference. Once we hit about 32, 33,000, and the other group was at 43, we just started steamrolling through Galactic War. We have, you'll see there, our record's now 12 wins and 20 losses. We actually had a saved up Galactic War from the previous day, so that's why we had 8 this week, and so we've rolled through, and we're 7-1 this week alone, which is absolutely amazing considering we were 5-19 in the previous 4 weeks. So we have more wins in this week than we have had in the previous 4 weeks combined, which is crazy, and helps so much with the money, helps so much with the resources. It really has helped a significant amount. Now we have all of our Jedi at gear 8. So we started working on our Separatists to gear 8 as well, and leveling them up, because originally we were just ignoring them because we didn't want to get Galactic War any harder because they were our top people. But the Jedi have caught up now, so we can start working on our Separatists again as well, and that has allowed us to clear the defense and the critical damage mod challenges on tier 5, so that gives us more options for our 5-star mods, and it also gives us extra credits and that kind of extra crystals from the achievements. So as you can see up here in the top right corner, after doing all of the refreshes for today and finishing the daily objectives, we are at 356 crystals left. So we still have Fleet Arena and Squad Arena to come in. So that's another 110 crystals coming in. So we'll be sitting on 460 crystals. We're only spending 250 a day right now. So that's a really good crystal income just from various things. You get various achievements. The guild that I'm in, I got to do our first territory war, which I was absolutely no use in. I just sat in the back and went, "This is good, go guys, yay!" But they won, and so the first arena, first territory war win gives you 100 crystals. I also got the 10 Galactic Wars, which gave you 100 crystals, and I finished up this and finished up that, and so they're just starting to build up and build up and build up, which is absolutely great because we want to have extra crystals for the time so we can make sure we maintain our farming schedule. And be able to do 3 energy refreshes and a cantina refresh a day is perfect. So that brings us over to our farming status, and we have made a lot of progress on a lot of things. We started KRU last week. He is all the way up to 6 stars. His ship is all the way up to 4 stars. We will stop his ship at 5 stars, and obviously we'll stop him at 7 stars, but he'll probably get there before the ship does. So once that is done, then we will go over to OG Kylo and start farming on him as well. And we have a lot of other people to do as well, but those are the next 2 on the farming list. We have not farmed any other first orders. We have not farmed any other finalizer requirements yet. Those are all in the future. Slave 1 and TIE Advanced are both in our farming plans, and we're keeping an eye on them, but we're trying to focus right now on the Executive Ship challenges and the final and the level 78 Zeta challenge. So the Jedi, we've been double farming Bestia in the fleet node and in the regular node, in the regular energy node, and she is up to 4 stars already. So she is very close to 5. Qui-Gon Jinn's at 5. Anakin, we've been single farming, and he is almost to 5 as well. Ashoka's at 7, and Kanan has made it up to 6. So I expect we will unlock Yoda next week, which will put us slightly ahead of schedule. I had not expected to unlock Yoda until about 80 or 82. But what I'm going to do, once Anakin hits 5, Bestia may hit 5 too in that week. We'll see. But once Anakin hits 5, we also will have Old Ben. He is almost at 5. And then combined with Qui-Gon Jinn, Ashoka, and Kanan, they should be able to easily carry the Yoda challenge through for a Yoda unlock and really pump that Jedi team up into the stratosphere. And Geonosians, not much has changed. Sunfac is a very slow farm, as I'm sure you're aware. I've been buying him from the guild store when I see him, but he is, he takes a little while to find because he's only a 20% arrival rate, and you have to make sure you have the guild currency. So don't spend it all. Make sure you save at least 2 guild currencies for Sunfac purchases if he shows up. And you also need to be buying First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter from the guild store as well. And then I've also been occasionally buying Old Ben to try to get him to 5 stars when I have extra currency. First Order Special Forces TIE Fighters up to 3. Everybody else, Vulture Droid is our hard node farm, and he is slowly working towards 4. He'll make 4, I'm pretty sure, before we hit 78, because we're still 10 levels away from that, so he's got some time, but he's at like 8 out of 30 or something like that to get to 4 stars. He's definitely not going to make 5. And he is a very helpful droid when he comes in, but he's not super dominant right now because he is lower stars, and that makes a big difference on him. But so he's the first reinforcement in. Soldier Spy and Sunfac are doing great. Sunfac is a tough farm because he doesn't appear in Galactic War store. He only appears in the Fleet store, and I have him on a hard node farm, which we'll talk about in just a minute as well. And Silencer, as we mentioned earlier, is at 4, almost to 5, and that's where we stand on that. Nothing much has changed with the Rebels or the Bounty Hunters or the Empire. Vader has reached 5 stars, which is great. I've gone ahead and started gearing him up a little bit to use as a carry in various Empire challenges because he is a very strong character by himself. And once we do get the Palpatine unlock, we'll toss Palp in, we'll gear Palp up as well, and let Palp and Vader carry us through to R2. And Palp is, he unlocks here with the Akbar Akbar team here, and he's fairly close. I mean, once I get other people to 7 and I get the ships unlocked, then I can switch over to Rebels and get them going on that. So let's take a look at a few things here. As I mentioned, ships are going very strongly, and as we expect with this, and our top 5 are our arena team for the most part, and you can see that Vulture Droid is 8 out of 30. He'll make 4 stars, but he's not going to get the next 65 shards needed to get to 5 stars, probably until we hit like close to 85. And if you want to double farm him and you have extra crystals for whatever reason, feel free. But I don't know that it's really worth spending the extra 25 crystals because you can't really compete with the hyperdrive people yet. So once you start competing with the hyperdrive people, an extra star on him might make a difference, but for the most part, I don't know that it will. And I've had no trouble in any other areas of the game with ships. And speaking of challenges for ships, I have completed every one of the ship challenges for 3 stars that have come up on the day they came up. They came up at 62. We will be hitting 68 actually later today. And I will be doing the tier 3 challenge, which will start getting us 4 stars. And same thing for ship ability materials. Will also hit at 4 stars. I did one to get the achievement, the daily objective, and then so I could get the completion, try to get 68 in time to get the second one. Tomorrow is Fleet Day, when all the fleet ability things are up there, so I'll be able to do all of them at that point and get a lot of resources and that kind of stuff, and get all of the capital ships up to 4 star. They're at 3 star right now. And fleet battles, we unlocked the second group of fleet battles at level 65. Ran through straight through normal, straight through hard, no issues, everything. We now have we got the 3 star on Bestia here, and we got the 3 star on Sunfac, and we got the 3 star on Slave One. All 3 of these are on farm on a regular basis now. That's pretty much where all of our ship energy goes, is to those 3 guys. And I mean, that's 300 a day, which is about all that you get out of ship energy if you're not doing any refreshes. So we run through those every day for all 3 of those groups. Pretty good. And we have not been doing any farms over here in the tier 1 hard nodes either, so that's gone very, very well. Outside of that, we have just been working and farming and getting our characters. We're trying to focus a whole group to gear 8, then a whole group to gear 9, etc. I have not been spending the resources on people that I don't feel like really contribute, such as Poggle. There's really no point. He's fine the way he is, but right now he's not super important to the group. Geonosian Shoulder is at gear 8. He is our only gear 8 of our Geos, and everybody else is at gear 7, and all of our Jedi are at gear 8, as I mentioned. Sunfac is our current focus to try to get him up to gear 8 next. And what I generally do when I'm farming is I work on the lowest power guy to get to the next, to focus on his gear and get him to the next gear level. And the reason why I focus for the gear level breaks is when you hit, like right now, he only has one thing that I can farm. Once I hit gear 8, a bunch of other things will open up, and he'll have 3 or 4 of those that he can get right away because I've got the gear for him. I just didn't know it. So as you can see here, Jedi Anakin is almost at 5. He'll be there, in a couple days. And old Ben down here is at 62 out of 65. He'll also be 5-star, and that will be our Yoda unlock. And we will obviously immediately gear Yoda as fast as possible up, and we put him into the Jedi squad, and he will probably replace. Well, it's not Bestia, it's not Anakin, it's not Ashoka. Do you take out Qui-Gon Jinn or Kanan? I think it's probably Kanan, because he just, a tank is fine, but like none of your guys are really squishy. Yoda's kind of squishy, but he also has evasion, and you don't have auto taunt yet with Bestia, so I think probably Kanan's the one that comes out. He's probably the least contributing. Qui-Gon Jinn is very helpful in the squad, and he's also pushing up through the ranks as well. So I think that's probably Kanan comes out and Yoda goes in, and that'll make the team even better. So we might even be able to push into the top 200, but I doubt it because in Squad Arena and in Fleet Arena, it's just Hyperdrive City. I mean, there's literally, as you would expect, there's 20,000 people in Squad Arena, and literally, 2,000 of them, there's 20,000 people, at least 500 of them are, or 250, 300 or so, are hyperdrive. And, same thing in Fleet Arena, like, 50 to 70 of them are hyperdrive. And it's tough to compete, but we're catching up to them very quickly. And that's going to be something that we start looking forward to, is taking down hyperdrives, and that's great. And apparently we're doing Geo Republic Offensive in territory wars this week, so yay me. They did do the other Geo, uh, the dark side Geos last week, which I wasn't qualified for, and the guild got, I think it was 14 watt shards. So that's really nice to have, start getting that watt income. So make sure you do join a guild that is doing that. And if you have to sell them, that you're working on geos, so you'll be able to contribute. Do that. And with that, that is where we stand on things. We'll be back next week with a week 6 update. Yoda unlock. Super excited for all these things. OBG out.